During the start of 21st century, a lavish airline dreaming to change the face of air travel in India, owned by a flamboyant billionaire, captured the heart of millions. Vijay Mallya not only started Kingfisher Airlines as a carrier, but as a brand and symbol of India's ambition to compete globally. But that dream became a nightmare a decade later. Kingfisher's downfall wasn't just the collapse of an airline, but rather the fall of an empire which left millions unemployed with billions of debt. How did one of India's finest brands collapse so drastically? This is the story behind Kingfisher Airlines, its rise, growth, peak, and its disastrous collapse. Vijay Mallya, the liquor baron and chairman of United Breweries, launched Kingfisher Airlines on 9th May 2005. It wasn't just another airline. It was marketed as India's answer to luxury in the skies. With young, attractive cabin crew, high-quality meals, in-flight entertainment, and premium services, Kingfisher quickly became the preferred choice for those who sought comfort over cost. Mallya envisioned an airline that mirrored his extravagant lifestyle, and he delivered on that promise, at least initially. During its early years, Kingfisher expanded aggressively, acquiring a significant share of the domestic market. By 2007, it had cornered nearly 15% of India's airline industry. The brand's success was further cemented when it placed orders for new aircraft, including the prestigious Airbus A380s, even before they were widely used by other global airlines. But behind the glamour, financial warning signs had begun to emerge. The airline was bleeding money due to high operational costs, expensive aircraft purchases, and a pricing model that didn't match India's cost-sensitive aviation market. The warning signs were clear, but the obsession with glory overshadowed financial prudence. In 2007, Mallya made a bold move. He acquired Air Deccan, a low-cost airline started by G.R. Gopinath. His plan? Merge the budget airline with Kingfisher and create a hybrid model that could cater to both high-end and budget-conscious travelers. The rebrand Kingfisher Red was introduced, but the strategy backfired. The airline struggled to manage the cost structures of a luxury and budget airline under one roof. Instead of expanding profitability, it resulted in a loss-making venture. By 2008, global crude oil prices surged, and the aviation industry worldwide took a hit. Kingfisher found itself in a financial crisis, burdened with debt and an unsustainable business model. Yet, Mallya continued to spend lavishly, sponsoring Formula One teams, IPL franchises, and throwing extravagant parties, even as the airline struggled to pay salaries. In 2008, Kingfisher received permission to operate international flights, launching its first overseas route to London. But unlike domestic flights, international aviation came with higher costs, stiff competition, and regulatory challenges. Instead of boosting revenue, it became another financial drain. By 2011, Kingfisher Airlines had accumulated debts of over 7,000 crores rupees. Salaries were delayed, pilots and crew members started quitting, and creditors began pulling back. Despite repeated attempts to secure funding, Kingfisher's financial woes deepened. Banks, who had once eagerly lent money to the airline, started declaring their loans as non-performing assets. By 2012, Kingfisher's operations had become erratic. Flight cancellations became frequent, employees staged protests over unpaid salaries, and the airline's license was eventually revoked by India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA. Despite Mallya's repeated claims that Kingfisher would bounce back, there were no investors willing to bet on the sinking airline. Meanwhile, investigations into financial irregularities revealed mismanagement and misuse of funds. In 2016, as banks and authorities ramped up pressure, Vijay Mallya fled to the UK, leaving behind unpaid debts amounting to over 9,000 crores rupees. His extravagant lifestyle, once admired, now became a symbol of corporate irresponsibility. In the years that followed, Indian authorities sought Mallya's extradition. He was declared a willful defaulter, and assets were seized to recover dues. But the damage had been done. Kingfisher Airlines was history, and thousands of employees were left in distress. The collapse of Kingfisher Airlines served as a crucial lesson for Indian businesses. Extravagant branding and aggressive expansion are futile without financial discipline and sustainable business models. It also prompted stricter banking regulations to prevent reckless lending. The story of Kingfisher Airlines is a cautionary tale of ambition, mismanagement, and financial recklessness. What began as a billionaire's dream ended in one of India's biggest corporate failures. Today, Kingfisher exists only as a memory of what could have been and of the price one pays for unchecked extravagance. And with that, we come to the end of this fascinating story. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to India Uncovered Now for more stories of rise, fall, and resilience.